Hi, this is Richard at Street and Circuit. This is a product unboxing of a D2 coilover kit for a Mitsubishi EVO 7, 8 and 9. They all use the same model of suspension. So this is the box that the D2 comes in. It's the same box for all the D2 products, but if you've never seen one before, this is what it looks like. So not a lot to see really. The boxes at the end, they come with the different types of suspension that they do. This particular model is the street model, but they also do a sport model which is just slightly harder than the street. They do the circuit, which comes with a much harder springs and tighter valving with the dampers. I'm not sure if there's a drift available for the EVO. Drag, there's definitely a drag suspension from D2 available for the EVO 7, 8 and 9. There's a few EVOs in America that I know of that are running I think 8 and 9 second quarters with the D2 drag suspension. Basically the difference with the drag is the springs are softer at the rear, and there's also the valving obviously is also different. They've got a very soft bound and a harder rebound on the dampers. You've got the Rally Gravel Snow, which is basically a stronger damper, and the Rally Asphalt is slightly stronger springs. And I'm presuming, I don't remember offhand, but I think the bound is a slightly softer compared to rebound, compared to your street, your sport, your circuit. So the code is, well, just cover the year. It's from 02 to 08 EVOs, the 7, 8 and the 9, and the code is MT19. So let's open the box. As I say, standard packaging on your D2. It comes with their own branded vacuum packing. The factory was TUV approved. The manufacturing procedures and the materials that D2 use has been certified by the TUV from Germany, Rhineland department. So let's just open this up. We'll take the top off. So this is a standard packaging system. It's not unique to D2. They just put their branding on the plastic cover. Does a very good job. As you can see, they pack it all in and then they inject the foam into the box to fill in all the gaps. It's a nice system. So try not to make too much of a mess when I take this out. Try and take it out in one piece. And here is your system. All D2 coilover suspensions come, they're a full kit always. So you can see it comes with the 4 integrated coilover units, springs and the dampers are incorporated into one unit. Basically the same system that's on the car as from the factory. All the D2 suspension kits, they come with the with accessories. So it comes with the brake line hose holders, which are obviously adjustable. I don't know if you can see that through the video, through the film. I don't want to open the bags. There's a lot of bits and bobs in there, but you can put this wherever you want on the damper, and obviously you can twist it to your heart's content to get the brake hoses where you need. Comes with your C spanners, 2, very important. So you can hold the one and then tighten the other one. Very important. You'd be surprised the number of coilover manufacturers that charge you extra for C spanners. D2, they incorporate them into the kit. This kit also comes with these tools here. I'll be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what these do, but I'm sure you need them, otherwise they wouldn't be in there. It comes with some rubbers. I suppose these are, you put the brake hoses through here. It comes with your adjusters. This is what you do. This is what you use to adjust the damping, the hardness or the softness of the damper. These go into the top of the damper. We'll get to that in a minute. But they've got an Allen shaped shaft which you insert in the top to adjust it. And then when you've adjusted it, you can take them out again. They slide in and out. Nothing rocket science about that. It's got an instruction manual. But D2 sell this as a motorsport only kit. All their products are intended for the track only. So I'll just say that now. So it does come with the instructions, but if you fit in this kit, your mechanic should know how to fit them. Actually, they're probably more straightforward to fit a coilover kit than a normal suspension kit. The more involved part of a coilover is setting up the alignment, and you can also obviously do the corner weighting on a coilover kit, which is something that you can't do with a standard suspension, which can make a big difference to the handling of the car to get the weight even front to rear, left to right. Anyway, so this is the bits and bobs. Let's get into the product. So I'm assuming this is going to be the front suspension. Let's get this piece of cardboard off here if we can. Okay, so straight away we can see that the EVO kit comes with camber adjustable top mounts. It's a spherical bearing. Sometimes it comes with with no bearing on some cars, depending on what they are. And this can be a rubber mount, but this is full metal on the EVO. So you can see you've got Allen adjusters here for the camber, and the D2 also take the time to put markings on the top mount, so you can adjust, so you know exactly where you are in terms of camber. You can see that it's an anodized finish. Standard color on D2 is purple. It's a very nice finish. It's not going to rust, so don't worry about that. The anodized finish is very strong. You've got the 3 holes in your original EVO shell, which these will go through. You must use the original EVO bolts to bolt the suspension in, but basically it's very straightforward. You take off your complete original suspension and you bolt this in. Like I said, coilover suspension by and large is actually easier to fit than your normal suspension, where you've got the washers, top mounts, caps, rings, whatever else. Hoo-ha! It's much more straightforward. The coilover suspension. Apologies if I'm rambling, but I want to do a concise video. So let's looking over to the side of the suspension now. You can see that. Again, something you'd be surprised how many coilover manufacturers do not actually have a separate spring seat. Okay, so moving down, you've got your springs. You can specify your own spring rates on D2. They used to do it for free, but now they charge. I think it's around 60 euros extra if you want to specify your own custom spring rates. On some cars we recommend it, on other cars we don't. But usually the spring rates are pretty good. If anything, to be on the safe side, because the roads are extremely bumpy now in Greece, if you want to be on the safe side, go a couple of kilos harder. But then again, on some cars, D2 supply a very hard spring anyway, so you've got to use, speak to people on forums, people who fitted coilovers to their car, get an idea from them if the spring rates that D2 supplying with their kits is suitable for you. But by and large, D2 are a very good company. If they specify a spring rate, there is a reason for it. If you want springs that are vastly different to what D2 are supplying with the kit, they recommend that you go for the kit that comes with the harder springs as standard. For example, if you wanted 2 kilograms higher, 2 kilograms stronger, 2 kilograms per millimeter stronger spring, they recommend you go for the Sport, which comes with a 2 kilogram stronger spring as standard, and it comes with a damper to suit. They come with these dust covers. These dust covers are extremely important to how long the damper lasts. These need to be in top shape. The quickest way you can ruin a damper is if the plastic breaks down, dirt gets in, scratches the shaft of the damper goes in and out of the motor, and it wears out all the seals, it starts leaking. This is the #1 primary reason for dampers of any make, D2, Bilstein, Eibach, whatever, is these seals breaking down. Very important that you keep an eye on these. Like I said, it doesn't matter what brand of coilover or shock absorber you've got, very important to keep these in top shape. So moving down further, we come to the spring seats. You can adjust the preload on the spring. I wouldn't go too crazy with this. Personally, I just run it so there's a slight bit of tension, bit of compression I should say, in the spring, just so it can't move up and down. They come with these bottom mounts. The damper is separated from the bottom mount. This is one of my favorite things about the D2 dampers, that they separate the damper shaft from the bottom mount. This means that you can adjust the height of the car without messing about with the spring preload, without running helper springs and the spaces that you need to go between the helper spring and the spring. Basically, if you, for example, dampers that don't have this, you have to have a big faff using helper springs to adjust the ride height. I don't like that at all. Personally, just if I can run with one spring, I'll deal with a bit of extra weight that this gives me, because it's just much easier to adjust the height, and plus you've got a much bigger range of adjustment when you do this. This is the key to, in my view, this is one of the D2's biggest competitive advantages over other coilovers on the market, is that it's separate. It gives you huge range of adjustment, and it's very easy to change the ride height. Because they use the bearing here, and you've got the spring is separate here, you can twist the damper, just this piece, not this, just this. Damper unit is on the car. Literally, you just twist the damper on its own, and this will adjust the ride height. You don't need to faff about with lifting the spring or taking the weight off the car to make the spring rate a bit easier, or whatever you want to do. It just makes it very easy. You've got the two rings here, you've got your two C-spanners that they supply, and you can twist this to all your heart's content when the damper is on the car. Okay, so that's the rant over about the bottom mount. Again, it comes with a key and a washer. Obviously, keep this tight when it's on the car. It's safety critical. This is your bottom mount. This goes into the hub of the car. There looks to be a bit of camber adjustment here as well. I'm not sure what the EVO does as standard, if it comes with camber bolts. If you want a bit of extra camber, this is not enough for you. I doubt it would be, but if you need the extra bit, there is these bolts are slightly oval, but maybe it's not camber adjustment, maybe the bolts are just like that from the factory, I don't know. But anyway, your welding, absolutely top drawer welding on D2 products. You feel it, it is a real substantial piece of kit. Just to give you an idea of how thick the metal is that they use. They don't mess about here, yeah? Very substantial. The downside of all these things, I talked about it in other videos, but I'll talk about it in this one as well. The downside of all this separate spring seat, bearings, top mounts, separate bottom brackets, the damper is quite a bit heavier than the dampers that do away with all this, like just a basic damper, just a unibody if you like. But unless you're really focused on reducing unsprung weight and you want to spend, I don't know, €500 more, I think this is a good solution. It's a good compromise, you know, for adjustability and weight. Okay, so also at the bottom of the dampers they come with the serial numbers if you ever need to replace the dampers, yeah? Because everything is separate, everything comes away from this, the top mount, the springs, the bottom piece, you can just replace this. So D2 don't normally recommend or advise rebuilding these. It's usually just cheaper just to get the new cartridge, yeah? Okay, so that's the fronts. Now we'll move on to the rears. Starting off with the top mount. More simplified top mount on the rear. As you can see, this is a conventional OEM rubber top mount that I was talking about at the start of the video. Single bolt, no camber adjustment. Again, just bolt straight onto the car. Again, easier to fit probably than replacing the original dampers. The rears, D2 do not use the separate spring seat. Again, same story, strong dust covers. Again, same story with the springs, same story with the spring seats. They put a purple ring to tighten the bottom mount on the EVO. Again, the height adjustment is done the same way as the front. You can leave all this together, don't need to mess about with this. You can just adjust the ride height by just spinning the damper using these keys, and then obviously tighten it back up there. And that's the rears. See, very thick damper. These are not inverted. I say these are the basic the basic kit that D2 does. You can see the shaft there, and that's it. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and if you've got any questions, fire us an email or leave a comment in the video comments. I'm Richard, Street and Circuit. Thank you for watching.